We've made it. Last week of February. What is the weather looking like? I'm 13 News meteorologist Matt Standridge. We want to take a moment and just look at the weather maps as they're here on the end of the weekend and into this coming week. We've got high pressure in place. It's trying to do a few things. It's trying to warm us up because of the placement of the high pressure. We've got winds flowing around it clockwise, and so we've got more of this southwest wind coming towards Indiana. That's going to be a warming wind. In fact, I think we've got 50s for much of this coming week. So warmer weather is on the way. The high pressure is also trying to keep us dry. It's going to do its best, but it won't be 100% successful. However, nuances to that. We've got a system to our south, won't impact Indiana. It can't get past this high pressure. Then we've got multiple systems to our north. Some of these will impact us just a little bit. Notice how they're staying way off to the north, though, overall. And look how most of the activity is right near the U.S.-Canadian border for both of these systems. And then you get a little bit farther south, you got some lighter rain and some extra clouds. I think that's our weather for the last week of February. We're going to be constantly watching a very active jet stream for the northern U.S., but it's these tail ends, kind of like what we've got here in parts of southeastern South Dakota and southern Minnesota. We're gonna get these little disturbances trying to just sneak across Indiana every once in a while. In fact, we have 3 of these on the way for the last week of February, but maybe 1/10 of an inch of water out of them. Not going to be a huge deal, but don't be surprised if you do see some raindrops and maybe a couple flurries in some of these systems. We'll show you kind of which one's which and the timing of each one. But we're going to be watching them mainly try to stay north of this high pressure. The high pressure will block us for the most part, but we can't rule out the chance for extra clouds and a few spotty showers swinging by this across the state. Now, I will say, there's a difference depending on where you live. So parts of southern Indiana will probably stay on the drier side because you're close to the high pressure, kind of being protected. Farther north you go, you're a little bit farther away from the high pressure. So you've got a bit of a higher chance of some precip. We actually had a couple sprinkles and flurries in northern Indiana, but they weren't able to impact Indy just because the high pressure was in place. So we're going to continue to watch these systems stay mainly to our north and then skim Indiana this coming week. But thanks to the high pressure, we're not getting huge impacts and we're staying on the warmer side. I mean, there'll be a couple days that are a little bit cooler, but overall this whole week will stay at or above average for this time of year, an average mid-40s. So that means we're above that. We got some south winds ending up the weekend. We're going to continue to watch those south winds for the next couple of days. Throughout your Monday, the wind will actually be increasing. I think by the afternoon, we'll have some gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour. So in the morning, some of us will be right next to that freezing mark. A lot of us will still be below it, but some of us will be right there. And I think some of these mornings pushing into the last week of February, we may stay above freezing. That's a big difference. The last time we were this warm with, let's say, 50s, for example, was 3 weeks ago. The past 3 weeks have been cold and been kind of snowy. We haven't had huge snows. We've had some snowfall every once in a while, and if you still have snow on the ground, it's about to melt. For your Monday highs, we'll reach well into the 50s. Farther north and east, you go maybe 40s, but still, that's better than where we were. Here's a look at future track 13, though. We've got our first system on the way coming in late Monday night and early Tuesday morning. So this is lunchtime throughout your Monday, just some extra clouds passing on through. I still think we're going to get some sunshine peeking through them. So good mix of sun and clouds, but look at these temperatures. We're headed well into the 50s. If you can just get a little bit more sun, you'll get even warmer. We'll just have to see, but the winds will be pretty stiff out of the southwest. Then I think later in the evening, the clouds will get a little bit thicker, and then here's disturbance number 1. This is what we're talking about. I mean, these are slim pickings for us, guys. Heavy rain to the north. You really don't even see it because we'd have to zoom out a little bit more, but we've got these spotty showers trying to come in. They'll really be pretty cold because of the temperatures in the 30s. I think for the most part, they should still be raindrops, though. This is early Tuesday morning. We could start with a couple sprinkles. I'm not even sure if we're wet enough to have the ground damp to wake up to, but there could be a couple sprinkles on your windshield Tuesday morning. That's system number 1. We've got more on the way. This is kind of the weakest one, and as we push forward, they'll get just a little bit stronger. So not a huge deal for us. Many of us are not going to know there was even a stray shower out there. Some of us are going to stay on the drier side. Next system comes Wednesday afternoon and evening. Be a couple light showers passing on through. Once again, they're going to be hit or miss. Not everyone gets a rain shower, but there may be a couple out there, and there'll probably be some extra clouds with it too. But then on Thursday, I think a bigger front's able to kind of knock out the high pressure just a little bit more, and will be cloudy, kind of showery, and there may also be some flurries later in the day. Not a huge deal. We're not really thinking much of accumulation, but we do think that will have to be dodging maybe a couple snowflakes and raindrops at times. But overall, it's because of the jet stream. It's been placed to the north for this last week of February, And we call them clipper systems, these ones that just stay in the flow. They kind of go northwest to slightly southeast. But for the majority of them, they're going to stay in the heart of the Great Lakes. Of course, we are part of the Great Lakes region too, but we're on the south side. So I think the majority of these storms will bring more rain and sometimes snow for parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and then heading into New York, right on the edge. Every once in a while, we'll get a stray shower out of it. We'll definitely get extra clouds, but precip's going to be on the lower side. Now, come by Thursday, I think there'll be a little bit more of a dip in the jet stream over us, and that'll give us that best shot. That's Thursday with the chance for a couple light rain showers on and off throughout the day, and maybe a couple flurries as temperatures start cooling off later in the day. Not sure exactly the timing of that changeover yet, even if we really do change over. Just depends on the timing of the cooler air and how cold we actually get. It's one of these where we're getting close to freezing, but are we there yet? Kind of different for everyone. So that'll be a little bit of a tricky forecast Thursday, but we'll watch it for you. When we head into Thursday night and Friday morning, I think we only end up maybe upper 20s and low 30s. So there probably won't be too much of a flash freeze. You really need to be colder than that if anything kind of gets wet. Right there next to 31, 32 degrees, you can get slick spots, but it shouldn't be a big deal, what we're trying to say. And overall, the rain chances, these precipitation chances overall, although the majority of them are rain, are on the lower side, and they probably stay low as we head into March. Just for fun, I wanted to show you the snowfall potential that some of these models. This is probably one of the more aggressive ones, but I just wanted to show you kind of the maximum extent. This is basically just showing you a couple flurries, probably not even really sticking out there, but we'll watch. That'll be Thursday. That's something that we'll continue to update you right here and on TV. But Thursday evening would be the best chance to get a couple flurries. But I wanted to show you this because look at where the majority of the snowfall really is. Not here. It's to the north, Michigan, parts of Wisconsin, and then to New York. That's where you have more precipitation in general, and they'll be colder. So winning combo in order to try to get a little bit of snow. But we could see flurries here in central Indiana. The only time you can do that is Thursday night and into Friday morning, because even our low temperatures are going to be above freezing for much of this week. So that's a big change compared to where we were for much of the middle part of February. Here's your extended forecast, 10-day forecast. Middle of the week, a little bit more active, a couple light spotty showers, extra clouds. I still think we'll get some sun breaks as well. Not a big deal Tuesday. In fact, 95% of your day is dry. No big worries there. Wednesday, we have to watch out for a few extra afternoon showers, but I'd say, 60 to 70% of your day is dry. It's Thursday where we're kind of showery. Bigger front passes on through, cools us down just a little bit, but notice our average temperatures right here, mid-40s. And look, there's only one day, and that's this coming Sunday, where we're there or just slightly colder, and we'll continue to work on these temperatures, but not a bad forecast as we try to wrap up the month. Friday's the last day of February right here. Saturday, first day of March. So here are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of March. Maybe coming in like a lamb, at least at first, and then maybe more active weather as we get towards the middle of that first week of March. Something to chew on. Right now, it looks like with this one, it looks in the signals that there's a pretty big dip in the jet stream, and there could be some more severe weather to our south. I think with these temperatures, though, we're probably cold enough where we don't have to worry too much about severe weather, but we'll have to watch maybe towards Kentucky where it's just a little bit warmer for more severe weather, but we're also too warm for really much wintry weather. So hopefully we can thread the needle on this one. This would be the next one to really watch. All this stuff's not a big deal. This is kind of the next one to watch where we'll let's see what comes in. Maybe some heavy rain with that, but not too crazy of an end to February, and March hopefully starting off a little bit on the quieter note. Overall, though, on a warmer note, enjoy more 40s and 50s in the forecast.